Yo, check this out. For Another Culture Live is back. I'm your host, Nick Alexander. What's up, Ty?
It's your boy Ty Sterling. What up, baby?
Chilling, dogs. We back at it.
We back. We back like black people at the back of the city bus.
We're gonna have a new we back every week. We back like black people in the back of the city bus, niggas. Uh,
back in the '60s.
like back in the '60s, before Rosa said I ain't moving.
Yeah.
Uh, yo, somebody had a joke about that. Oh, that was when we got that mic and Marty had the thing about Rosa Parks that we didn't like because he was talking about fucking Rosa Parks.
Oh yeah. That was.
You've been to meet Marty's mic, right? Yeah. So he had this he tried to do this civil rights joke about Rosa Parks. It was something.
I forgot what he said, but I know at the end it was him
Yeah.
fucking with Rosa Parks. Like,
Right. I was like, you can't handle no
sexually.
revolutionary pussy, Marty.
Yeah, I remember
Chill
that
out.
shit.
Chill
Yeah,
out, ass
yeah.
down.
I remember
Shout
that
out,
shit.
shout outs to Marty's though. Yeah, man. Nah, it's good to be back, man. How was the week for you, man? Catch me up.
I did like 4 open mics.
All right.
I did two in one day, and then I did the one on Tuesday,
Okay.
right? And then I did another one on Friday.
Nice.
It's good to do mics. Like you start to realize how
You hitting different ones or
different ones.
Okay, good.
You start to realize like how good it is to like just be on stage because
Yeah.
like when you're on stage for a week straight just doing mics or whatever, you feel good. Once you miss like 2, 3 days, 4 days, a week,
Yeah, you get
you
withdrawals.
you feel rusty again.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks for me. I'm like really missing the stage. I can't wait to knock out this show, and then next week is. I don't have anything at night, so I look forward to doing some spots.
I don't want to do that room though.
Which
The
room?
one that we spoke about.
The one that shall not be named.
I mean, if you want to name it, I don't
No,
care,
we don't gotta name it.
okay,
But
yeah,
the
I don't
one
wanna-
where we tried to go before. You're kind of overdoing that room.
No, I'm saying the one that you went and then the list and then the whole shit. rules
Oh
and-
yeah.
And then I went.
Fuck those mics.
Yeah, and then I went on the page just to like see like what they were talking about. And another thing that they do that I don't like, they try to police people's
Material.
material. Like, oh, you shouldn't be making transgender jokes and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It's like, yo,
There was just a lot of comics talking about it,
Yeah.
and they just obviously, most of the time they're not gonna be funny. So when you're just hearing things consecutively,
Mm-hmm.
as a host or the room, the energy of the room just kind of like, well, maybe you guys should stop talking about this shit because it's
no,
not, yeah.
I completely I get
Yeah,
that part.
but
of
you
it.
still don't have the right to tell somebody you can't do these jokes.
Yeah,
or
don't
whatever.
because they said like
Yeah.
they said they banned one person because he did too many jokes like that. I'm like, all right, man, y'all doing too much policing.
Yeah. That policing culture shit is whack. Paul, when you in the mics that you be doing, do you run into that energy where people are trying to like police and censor what you say? Why do I got these on? I don't like these shits. Go ahead, Paul. Hold on, Paul's getting his mic so he can give us an answer. I want that answer. Survey says. yeah.
She said,
She said.
I was like the top fruit.
It's crazy because I don't even care about doing Steve Harvey. I just like doing Godfrey's impression.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious. man.
Doing impression of Godfrey doing Steve Harvey. That's like when Ari Spears on Comedy Hype and he was doing the impression of Jay doing the impression, or was it
yeah,
on Drink Champs?
yeah,
He
did
was breaking down
Jay-Z,
impressions,
yeah.
and he was breaking down how different comics do impressions of this comic. So like he was breaking down the difference between his Jay Farrow's version of Jay-Z and Dean Edwards' version of Jay-Z. But that's crazy how you're so good at doing voices, you can do the voice of somebody doing the voice of
Yeah,
that somebody.
that's like another level.
Nick,
That was Godfrey.
we were doing Godfrey's impression of Steve Harvey because I just like what Godfrey does.
I know. Ty sent me that Godfrey doing
Richard Pryor.
That was,
Bro, I was in
unreal.
tears.
By the way, I gave you a shout out where he called into one of the shows, and I was a guest on the show, and I gave
Oh,
a
for
shout
real?
out to him.
What happened?
I was like, "Yo, my boy Ty Sterling, he sent me your video, dude." I was like, "That was crazy."
Oh wow.
Oh, he
So
came here and
So
did a
Godfrey,
podcast?
Godfrey knows that you appreciated him,
now when I meet him, I'm like, yo,
Yo.
Paul mentioned my name, dog.
and then he's gonna be like, "Who's Paul?"
Who the fuck is
That's gonna be the first thing he says.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. But who the fuck is Paul?
Yeah, for
Okay.
real.
Yo, I love his Vlad interviews. That nigga, hey,
going in, he going in.
every Vlad interview, he does like a Black Power like part in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he goes like on like a 10-minute
he
rant.
definitely give you some knowledge on some shit.
Yeah,
that
but
you
no,
might not
I
have been
definitely
aware
fucks with him. But what were you gonna say about the mics?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess the new thing that everybody's complaining about is these mics. Obviously, there's pay-to-play mics in LA where you got to do the $5 for 5 minutes, but there's mics that you sign up for your slot and then you can't leave the room for that hour even after you do your time. That's like the latest controversy. Which
Really?
I
I
think
get it because you're trying to keep people in the
you're
room.
trying to keep people in the room, which I mean, there's no value to that mic other than
Yeah.
there's no audience. It's
Right.
just the comics that are on the list, so I get it.
Right.
But it is weird to make people pay and then make people stay.
So I tried, because I just haven't been doing a lot of shows as of late because I just, my nights are different now. I tried to do a mic the other week just to get on stage, get a rep in, and I'm not gonna name this mic or whatever. So I go and to sign up, I get there early, and I'm chilling. They had a Laker game at the bar, so I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'm gonna be getting up early. I'm gonna be good
He was there before everybody.
before everybody, right? So I'm like, I know I'll be top 4, so this would be perfect. I get my little spot in, and I can go home. Then I step out to make a phone call, and then the host kind of comes in while I'm on the phone, and I get in. The bar was like, you'll be good because I'll tell you got a drink because this mic was you got a drink and you good, and this lottery thing or whatever. But they had a sign up list, but she said you'll be fine. So I go in there when it's about close to 8 o'clock. There's like names on the list or whatever slot numbers, and there's like 1 through 6, and there's like 1 is done, and then 3 through 5, 3, 4, and 6 is filled up, and so 2 and 5 are empty. So I'm like, well, shit, I'd rather go up 5th than 2nd because I don't got to be the second person on the show. It's just like that makes more sense. So I sign my name 5th. Says nothing to me. The mic starts like 30 seconds later. She goes, only the first 4 spots will go up, and then whoever's after 4, their names go into the lottery.
Then why have more lines?
And then I'm like, well, damn. I mean, I've been here since 7:30. I got my drink. Could you just let me go? I've never gone. She's like, those are the rules. Rules are rules. And I'm like, yeah, but I took the sheet from you, and you didn't even bother to tell me that maybe I should go second because this happens if you wait to go after the 4th comic. She's like, rules are rules, and then does the mic and is like kind of what Ty was alluding to with just where they were like trying to police the room. She had to handle comics or people who were kind of like heckling and I get that part, but just very angry and was just like, yeah, and if you think I'm a bitch, so what? It's my fucking room, and I had all this kind of ego and just arrogance about it. But I was just like, my thing is just why couldn't you just give me the option of signing on the second? Like I the bartender told you I've been here, and then I waited there 2 hours and never got on.
Never got on.
So my name in the lottery kept getting passed around, or she kept saying that people walk out or whatever, what left, and I'm like, I wonder if she's thinking that I left. Like I know she's made eye contact with me, so she's seen that I've been here, and
Yeah.
I wait 2 hours, I don't get on, I just got frustrated, I just left after she made like another kind of speech about this is my room and you guys, she has a very thing about men, very like doesn't take any sexist shit, and
Yeah.
I just don't got time for that.
There's a lot of these PC feminist
yeah.
comics that what they do is they try to big dog it because you know what they view? They view that the patriarchy is oppressive, so then they're gonna get back at the patriarchy by like coming back at these male comics who really got no power over them at all.
At
So
all.
it's lame, bro. It's cheesy. That's what it is. It's cheesy.
It's super lame.
like,
So I was very turned off by that because I was just like, I already hate the idea of mics, and I was only willing to go do the mic where I don't have a problem supporting a venue. Like that's my rule. Like I'm just not gonna waver. I'd rather not get on stage and deal with paying or putting money in somebody's pocket, like whatever. So yeah, it made sense because it was like, yeah, I buy my drink, 5 minutes, it's cool. And I thought I would get on, and just that bullshit just made me have every bad feeling about why I hate doing mics,
Bro,
especially in LA.
It's crazy. I did a mic at well, I will say the name because this place was lame, but it's a Silver Lake Lounge.
Okay.
I did this spot one time where they said it's a lottery mic. That's when I was new to miking in LA because
Yeah.
I used to mic just in the IE. So I was like, whatever, I'll roll through, get there early, buy my beer, support the room, put my name in. Again, it took me about 2 hours to get up. And it was a 3-minute spot. That's what it was, 3-minute spot. So I waited my 2 hours for my 3 minutes. I go up there, and I figured that the host was doing one of these things where like they'd pull a name but then just say their friend's name. Because there were people showing up and going up, people showing up and going up. And I'd been there the whole night, I get up there for my 3 minutes. Of course, the host, as soon as she introduced someone, she goes outside. She don't care, As soon as I get up there, there's a drunk dude in the front that just starts yelling out stuff during my set, like while I'm trying to do jokes. And I'm like, is there nobody in here that's going to, like, talk to this fool? Because I run open mics. Like, I know if there's somebody fucking up your time, I'm going to make sure that person's taken care of. And I'm going to give that person more time to work out what they got to work out.
Yeah. And look, you fine. You want to do if these are your rules, I can respect the rules. But my thing is, as somebody who came early, like, you've never seen me before. Does it really like cost you all that much agony to just tell the comic, hey, look, I'd recommend you put your name in that empty spot because if you don't do the first 4,
You
then
might end up
you-
waiting 4 hours.
for 4 hours.
Yeah, but I don't get why there was more lines then. They should just have the 4.
It should have just been the first 4, but there was like 6.
Because they put you on tickets, right? Or did they like cut
We
out your
signed
name?
it. Yeah, they cut it out and then they put it
Okay.
in the thing. But it was like there was 6 numbers on the thing, and then she was like, "Yeah, anything after 4, your name goes in the bucket."
Yeah, then why have 6 lines? That's lame.
It's
Yeah,
super dumb.
it's hella confusing. I went off on the host at Sycamore, because Sycamore be having like different hosts sometimes, and it was this chick, and I did a joke about how 80% of women don't come and the whole vibrator shit. You know, it's obviously a joke, because I be fucking bitches. You know what I mean? But
In blunt terms,
it's obviously a joke, and she went up after and was like, "Oh, I don't know about you, but you're doing something wrong because I had sex with 2 guys this week and they both make me come. You're doing it all wrong. You're fucking up." I'm like, a motherfucker will sneeze on you in your orgasm, okay? Because I can tell you don't get much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole room was like, ooh. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the next comic. I'm like, yeah, don't come for me no more.
she had no snaps. That's worse when the host got nothing, no counter.
This is the same girl that I told you when I went to roast battle and she got lit the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they gave her all the smoke on that roast battle. Like she went up and whoever she was going against was just
Yeah, on their
kill-
shit.
She was just killing her. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Anybody watch any specials as of late? I want to give a shout out to Dion Cole. He had a really fire.
Yeah, I think I'm specialed out, dog. I done ran through all the Netflix special. I done seen Sebastian.
Okay.
Maniscalco.
Yeah, Scalco.
Yeah, him. I done seen Dion. I done seen Chappelle's like 30 times.
You watch Arsenio's?
Yes, I saw
What'd you think? I
Arsenio.
haven't seen it. How's that one?
It's cool.
It's cool.
I mean, it like you could just tell it's an old comic, like trying to get back in it, but he's still funny. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he's not hilarious, but he's funny.
Okay.
So I fuck with it.
All right.
Who else did I see?
But you've been consuming a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
My thing is, you don't want to, and I get it. You're at the. See, that's the thing. It's like when you're a new comic, you are supposed to take in everything. But if I would have like have a conversation with my younger self, I would have said kind of still ration out how much you consume.
Yeah, because you don't want to like, cause you take in shit without even really like noticing, and then you end up going on stage like acting like the one that you were watching a lot.
You can
know
get
what I mean?
too much. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
influence.
I'd be like trying to like spread it out a little bit.
You gotta spread. You gotta
Spread it.
Spread. You gotta ration it out because also, like the first year or year, 2 years in comedy, especially when you like start going out and doing shows and watching the live shows, you think like every veteran has like the best set you've ever seen, and you're just like, damn, how come they didn't make it? How come they didn't make it? And when you watch also a lot of these, especially now, because even when I was new, the frequencies in which people were dropping specials, it wasn't as much.
Yeah,
So,
everybody they got a fucking special every fucking week.
You're in a different era where there's so much hours to consume now.
Bro, I done heard the craziest shit before.
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
let you get back to it. Somebody that I know, I'm not gonna say the person's name, has been doing comedy, right? They're not really big in the game yet, right? Like I don't know of them of any paid shows. I don't know about who they open for. Like they ain't really do nothing big. And then they told me like, yeah, man, I'm recording my first special next week. I was like, what? You don't think it's a bit premature for that? You know what I mean? He was just like, nah, man, you know I'm gonna do it. I'm like, you have an hour of jokes already, like that are hitting. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like people just be like so in a rush to like get it instead of like taking the time, getting your shit together, get your shit right before you go ahead and just, you know what I mean?
How long do you think this comic has been doing stand up? In
think-
your opinion?
I think like 3-4 years maybe.
All right, so definitely not a tight hour. You
Yeah.
can have an hour in 3 to 4 years.
You can.
If you, I know some comics who came out the gate like funny, and they just was so on it. Like in 2-3 years, they were like features, borderline headlining in certain spots, and they just had it really tight.
That's what I'm saying. This person hasn't done that yet.
They're not that person.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Also, yeah, it's you know, and I like how Chris Rock said it. You know, he felt like there's not a lot of specials. There's a lot of a lot of normals.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But there's people who you know, if you in the era where we're, it's up to us to kind of dictate the content that we put out, and we have the chance to kind of like run our own careers. You can tape your own hour, record your own hour, and do audio, video, whatever like that. The problem is the framing of it, and when you're framing the people that you're taping a special, that means you have like it's going to be like an event kind of thing.
Yeah.
And your shit ain't probably. It's probably not that. It's probably not special. You don't
Yeah.
got anybody like Netflix or Comedy Central or whatever behind you. Even in that industry capacity, you're not being co-signed. You're just doing it independent, and you're doing an hour. I think it's just how comics talk sometimes gets them in trouble because it's just like that's not what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you're trying to hype this up to get people to care about what you're doing.
Right.
And sometimes comics just fall into that trap of just wanting to be praised about doing something because they want the glory, like that it possibly comes with when you do a special. But yeah, you ain't got not everybody's shit is special. A lot of it's normal.
Yeah, nigga. And I told myself, I was like, I would never do a special unless I know my shit like
It's
hot.
special.
You know what I mean?
10, 15. Some people take 10, 15 years before you get something tight and masterful.
Yeah, like
start to finish.
my shit better be hot, nigga. Like my shit, I better be like rocking the room before like I get like an hour or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Before I do like an hour special, because an hour's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Put a
dog.
15 on tape. You know?
You can get a hot 15. It's really easy to come up with a hot 15.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comics that got hot 15.
But
Easy
put it
for
on
you to
tape.
say.
Put it on tape. Send it out and try to get opener feature spots.
Yeah.
And really build your thing and build your audience. I see people going online starting specials that got less followers than me, and I'm like, you should not be doing it if you got less followers than me for sure. I was like, you're about to sell
Nigga shoot a
five
special.
copies and 4 of them you bought.
Nigga shoot a special with 3 people in the room.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Got this special in your living room, nigga? What's going on?
Well, there's actually a special that's really good that was framed like that, but she did it purposefully. Like Maria, if you ever watched this one, Maria Bamford, she did a special in her parents' basement with just her mom, her dad, and the camera guy, I believe is the audience. And she does a whole hour set, and it's mostly about the stuff with her parents. This shit is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 people I think it's only 3 or 4 people tops that's in that basement.
That's laughing.
But it's high concept like art. But it's really the material is really good, and you actually do hear them laughing.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
She's a legend.
But
too.
she's like really, she was like a 15, 20-year comic before that came out. Though.
Maria what?
Maria Bamford.
Bamford.
Bamford or
Bamford.
Bamford?
I'd say top 50 comic of all time. I think so.
I can't put it off the top of my head, but she's definitely an elite comic. She does it at a high level, definitely well respected. So yeah, I couldn't
got
put
my
on. I
list.
couldn't. Oh, you have a list?
Yeah. I'll show you guys a list after.
All right.
It's the concept behind my podcast. So.
All right, we should have a day, I guess, when we go into that list. It's hard to rank top 52 because you have to have your criterias that are set. Like
Yeah, well, the only thing I said is they have to mostly be known for their stand-up, but I take their entire body of work into it, which is why, spoiler alert, like George Lopez is top 10 all time for me. But if you look at any of these top 100 lists, he's not even on the list.
he's never even acknowledged because they do like to leave out black and Latino and minority comics.
Race comics.
Race
that's what
comics,
they
yeah,
call 'em.
because he is the voice of the Latin
Yeah, he's the number one Latin comic of all time.
Of all time, yeah. Gabe Iglesias would probably be second.
No, I would have Paul Rodriguez second.
Okay, where do you put Gabe?
Probably like 3 or 4.
Is Paul the crazy motherfucker?
Paul Rodriguez?
Paul is he's Republican. he's like a
Is he the one that
Republican.
punched that dude in the head?
Which
No,
one?
Paul Rodriguez is Cheech and Chong, right?
No,
Damn.
that's hilarious.
My bad. And then the motherfucker that did the talk. No, no.
You think Paul Rodriguez is Cheech or is he Chong?
Shit,
his,
Paul,
his name is
he's-
in it.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like he got into a fight with another comic, like he threw like some food on him or some shit. I sent you the clip. Like they were like at a panel. It was like 4 of them talking.
Oh no.
You know what?
That's Louis J. Gomez.
Okay, Lewis.
Who Nick knows.
I do know
Nick,
Louis.
Nick knows Louis.
Yeah.
Crazy ass. Man.
Louis is dope. He's not anywhere near top 100 of all time.
No, he's not.
Motherfucker crazy, man.
Funny guy, but no, he's not. He's not all-time great though. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Like guys like a Lopez, disrespected. This man's got like 4 fire, and I mean fire HBO specials.
That's for HBO special.
HBO
That's
special,
crazy.
and he also came up in the mainstream era where like there wasn't a Latino circuit even in LA. You just had nights in the comedy clubs. But he used to also work in the comedy clubs, and he would smoke anybody. Like he's one of the strongest for sure. So him, I definitely know he should be a top 50 all time, or it should be on any list
least.
that puts all time comedians together.
Yeah.
And he definitely just doesn't get that respect.
Yeah, because you go race by race, and you're like, okay, who's the top comic of each race?
Yeah.
Like another guy who doesn't get a lot of respect is like Russell Peters, like what he did, and like he's
I
he's
mean,
the
if
OG
you
YouTube
said
comic.
just about stand up. I mean, yeah, he's put out how many specials?
Was it 4 or 5?
But he's also been one of the top arena comics for like 10+ years. So like on that merit alone, I mean, just the fact that he also was innovative in the social media era. You got to give him his respect, and he's really funny. He's got some hangups because some people feel like he's stolen material, so he does have a little bit of a knock on his belt in terms of originality and things like that. But
Yeah.
I think
He goes for the easy joke.
yeah, he's not pushing. I guess he doesn't push the envelope with certain
Yeah.
thing about his material. But I think he's still really funny, and I've seen him kill like a lot, and yeah. But I mean, touring, shit, that motherfucker gets it in, and he's not even a real like household name in the states, but he still sells out wherever he
Oh,
goes.
man.
But it's crazy, man,
Overseas.
because what you think you'd be happy with in one arena, man, you're always like, as a comic, always pining for something else. Like he wishes he could be on TV and movies more that are like in the United States. But there's guys who would wish they could just tour around the world and do arenas and make 50 million whatever a year and live like that. But it's yeah, comic. You're just never really happy as a comic, man. You just always want to do something else that you're not doing. Too much of anything, you just want to like. You need a new challenge. You have to keep pushing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, who
Finding
else would you put
inspiration.
now? Not just because you feel like they don't get enough love, but in a truly sense of underrated or overlooked. Like, who else would you kind of like put out there?
Oh man, yeah.
I would say
Russell.
Dion before, but I think Dion's now going to start getting that acknowledgement because he's put out 2 really back-to-back 5-hour specials.
Yeah.
But he was been doing it since like 92,
Yeah.
93.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find my list. If I can find my list, I'll throw some names your way. Because I don't want to divulge too much. Because literally, my whole podcast, episode by episode, I have a segment where I add a new one to the list.
Come in.
She's on the phone.
She's on the phone. You can come in. Come in.
Bring that conversation in.
Yeah. Come in, oh late one. What's up? How you ladies doing? I can have a seat. We got the homie from New York in the building, Sue Nini. Come on, Sue, have a seat. Pull up.
I want these to come in and sit too for a little bit.
You in here?
Yeah, bring that extra chair on the end
What's
of the
up,
table.
girl? How you doing?
How
Sue, it's
are
my boy
you?
Ty, the co-host
Hi,
of the show.
Sue. Nice to meet you.
Sue,
Hello.
introduce us.
How
What's
are
your
you?
name?
The essence.
The essence.
The essence. Don't forget it. Don't forget it.
It's all over me. Can't
Hello.
forget it. This is Paul. He's a comic, also an engineer. What's up, sis?
Hi.
Good to see you again.
How you doing?
Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah. So Sue she just came off the plane in New York, from New York. I'm kidding. How you been?
I've been good. I'm excited to be here. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
You want to put on the headphones? Feel like
Yeah.
you're a part of the show?
I had no idea. Are we live now?
We've been
Yeah.
live, girl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I had no
yeah.
idea you had a podcast going on. That's
Mhm.
exciting.
Yeah. We're going
Proud
on
of you.
about I think almost 2 years now. We've
Oh,
been
dope.
rocking. Yeah.
Okay.
So how's LA been treating you so far?
LA's been treating us great. I feel like we almost feel like we live here, kind of.
Let her handle it for you. Let
Okay.
the essence handle the
Okay.
mic for you.
We
Nervous.
we almost feel like we live here, kind of.
Oh really?
Yeah, we've been so like chill and relaxed.
How's y'all Airbnb crib? Is that right?
It's
y'all got a
nice.
nice crib?
It's
Yeah.
nice. I mean, we went through some issues when we first got here.
What happened? Fill us in.
So, I'm trying to go live on this
It's like
real
we brought
quick.
the New York drama to LA.
Seriously. Wait a second. How do I turn this around? All right here. All right, bet.
You in
Wanna
here.
Put that over there somewhere.
Yeah. Do we have another stand or? Okay. See, we got everything here
I think
in,
we
in
good
the
right
studio.
there. I think
okay.
it's good like that. Yeah.
You sure?
Hey, Nick.
What's
Look
up,
at Nick, everybody.
They done cut me out the frame, y'all.
Come on, Tony. You can get up
Tony,
in
get
here.
in here.
Yeah, I'm here. You
Gotta
see
be
me?
all up in the
Yes,
video.
look at Tony in the house. All right, so when we get here, we land and we get a phone call right away letting us know that the space we were staying in got evacuated.
Oh, that sounds like trouble.
And- Right, and then the New York in me, I'm like, what?
That's
So
suspect.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna move us? You're gonna accommodate us? So that's what we
Did
kind of
get
went
a free
through.
hookup or what happened?
We sure did. Yeah, she helped us.
So
after,
no bread
after
on
the
it?
million phone calls, she helped us.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, they got y'all if you care to share.
So we stayed on Sunset for a couple nights, and now we're in downtown LA.
How long you in town again? Till
Until tomorrow night, unfortunately.
tomorrow night. Okay.
I'll
all
be
right.
back though.
All
Yes.
right, but we got still got things to do. So let me get a better intro. So
Yes.
Sue Nini is she has her own nonprofit that focuses on domestic violence abuse
Yes.
and awareness, right? And you have like events to touch on that, to raise money, to
Mm-hmm.
raise awareness, and you host events throughout the tri-state area and other
Yes.
places. You also work in corporate? Are you still in corporate and finance?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment?
Yeah, I kind of just gave them the boot for a little while.
Okay. So
Yes.
what have you been mainly focusing on since we last
So
was...
basically, I've been, living out the entrepreneurial dream.
Okay. All right. That's what's up.
It ain't the easiest thing, but I definitely have been feeling the most free, happy, comfortable, focused that I've been in a while since I took a step down from corporate for a little bit. So
Okay.
it's been great, yeah.
Okay. And then you also speak at events for like relationships and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
You
so-
started kind of getting into that.
Definitely. I mean, everyone always wants to know what's going on in the dating scene, right? Especially New Yorkers. I mean, I don't know how it is out here too much. Why you laughing? You want to touch on that?
We gonna touch on that. We got some questions for your
We gotta
ass.
get back to you.
We putting you in the spotlight after we just kind of get to know more about you.
Yeah, so everybody wants to know what's going on. A lot of us want to kind of settle down at some point, and it's like really
Yeah.
really difficult in New York City. So everybody,
The guys ain't great in the city.
I mean, they're great. They're just not
the essence, what's
committed.
up?
They're not committed.
Not committed. You know why? Because there's too many options.
Well, that's not an excuse. We have
It's
tons
a
of
good
options
excuse.
too. But once we
You
find
should-
someone we like, we
Sometimes you just gotta be open to everything.
That's
Oh,
the shit I,
okay, Nick.
that's the shit I be trying to tell you, dog.
Trying to tell y'all. No,
Okay.
No, because
Go ahead,
I genuinely think just men and women when it comes to stuff like that, like I think their brains are just different. I really believe that because like women when they find somebody, they're good. You know what I mean? They don't have to like step out. They don't feel the need to. Guys sometimes like they can love a girl to death and still be like want to be out.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know why it's like that, but it just be like
You
that.
just want to be
sometimes.
out, man.
It's
Yeah.
dogging you.
Yeah, it's-
Ooh.
like, and you know what's crazy? Like I have one of my really good friends, like older dude. He been married like 15 years. Ain't never cheated on his wife, right? If he did, I'd know. Trust me. Never cheated on his wife, but every day, like he be hitting me up. He be like, "Hey man, I'm fighting demons, man.
Oh wow.
It's hard. It's hard out here."
Yeah, man.
And like it's really like he really be fighting. Like for
It's a
15
fight. It's
15 years.
yeah.
15 years, this nigga been fighting, man. I'm like, damn, dog.
He's doing a good job though.
That's scary.
It's not a good
got
job if he's
willpower.
tortured on the inside.
Yeah, hey, the nigga got gray hairs and shit. His hairline.
Hairline
gone.
receded.
So wait,
just
so
for the sake of.
So you think he's not happy in his relationship?
Oh no, he's happy. He just there's times where like
You
he
still pine for
he
just
gotta
something
fight.
else.
Well, he needs to have that conversation with his woman, and there's something that he's looking for in someone else that she's not giving him, and sometimes women have to understand that too. Like we should
Speak on it, girl.
Yeah, like I feel like we need to also keep it spicy.
Yeah, like
we need to keep it spicy.
Now,
Some
but-
men do that too, some men still
but the
have-
Yeah,
definition
I'm not
of
saying- I'm not
spicy
saying
is
every
such a-
situation. It's gonna fix every situation.
Spicy is
but-
such an open book because I think a woman's version of spicy and a man's version of spicy doesn't always.
But that's why you gotta speak up.
It's
and,
not
and,
good
and ask
song.
for what you
It's,
want.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like if I was with his wife, I'd be scared to bring that shit up too.
Right, because you just don't feel
'cause
like you're gonna get a positive
She's
conversation.
like a real Latina woman from Dominican Republic, and like
Ooh,
she don't play
child.
that shit. So like if he ever
like
was like,
that?
he's like, look, babe, I love you. I never cheat on you, but sometimes I be fighting. Be like, what you mean you been fighting? What you think some other bitch like I just don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like I like my life, so it's okay. I'll fight it on my own.
I think too, and I think it always comes to the classics, not a stereotype, but just like guys have certain visuals that they would care to like entertain, and it's hard to make a woman understand why that kind of visual matters, right?
Yeah, it's
It's just and it's whatever the woman just doesn't feel like. How could you ask that of me? But a guy's gonna be like, well, if you're saying what would kind of make me happy, and I'm giving you what would kind of make me happy, then why can't
yeah.
a favor for a
Right. I
favor
mean,
happen? You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
and I get it
do-
because not everybody has the most confidence. And men or women in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I kind of get where that would be kind of difficult to receive if your man is like, wait a second, you're not too sexy or you're not too this. That's gonna make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But I think if you approach it from
so let's not be generic here.
you
Let's,
know?
let's get to the nitty gritty. So, and I'm gonna ask
Oh, Lord.
everybody gets some of it, so we don't feel like we ganging up on whatever.
All right.
Has there anybody ever asked you to do something that made you really uncomfortable, but they kind of expressed to you that that's what they would like to try? And if so, what is that thing?
how candid are we getting?
That's candid for your ass.
He's like,
I've never, no.
You go first. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm thinking. That's why.
Okay. This girl once asked me to do a threesome with another guy.
Oh, hell.
ooh.
See, now, it depends on who the dude is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if I meet the guy, right, and he packing more than me, I'm going to say, hell no. I'm going to feel some type of way,
See
though.
how the visual thing is
I'm going to feel some
different?
type of way, though, because I'm standing there, he's
Right.
just drilling it. I'm just like,
Right.
she liking this too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd feel
So you
some type of
couldn't
way.
do it. You
I
couldn't
don't
entertain
think
that
I don't
for. So
think
that
I
would
could
be
do it.
a thing where I couldn't meet you in the middle on that, right?
Yeah,
Even if
Just
he don't
pick
get to
somebody
pound it, what
whose
if
dick
he
is
just
smaller
got
than
head?
mine.
What if he just got head and you just get the smash?
She put her mouth on his.
Yeah, that's sort of compromising. He don't get the smash.
Oh, that's. I honestly think I'd rather him fuck.
Okay, so I didn't do it because here's where my logic brain and my comedy brain are just
Oh,
horrible
were
for
you
each
with
other.
this girl, or she was just a girl you were messing with?
I was messing with her.
Oh, but it wasn't serious.
It wasn't serious,
If
no.
it's not serious, I'll definitely do it. But if it's a girl that I like, I
Oh,
don't
like
think
love,
Interesting,
like okay, so
interesting.
the compartmentalizing, right?
Yeah.
So the thing was, and this is me being real, he was in the D League or the NBA G League.
Oh,
so he
man.
wasn't even an NBA player. He didn't even have a guaranteed contract.
But he was like 6'6".
But he was like 6'6". And nigga look like he could be in the league, but he's not really in the league. And I'm not sharing that with a nigga that's in the G League. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. So that was your deal breaker.
That was it. He wasn't in the league.
Nah,
Oh,
I was
my
messing.
I'm not going out to fucking Westchester to go see the Knicks play. Like, I don't care about the G League Knicks. I want to go see the real Knicks play. Like, if I'm gonna entertain a
So
threesome,
you wanted something out of this situation.
yeah, fuck yeah. Why would you not get something out of the deal? I gotta live up with the visuals of another dude taking down my girl, or it could be a shared fun experience too, like whatever. But if you're not even in the league, like I'm not gonna deal with all that because I already know, like if we ain't rocking, that's a flight for you. You can do all these things for the girl that I can't do on my budget.
Again. You can do it again. He'll be like, all right, I'm gonna fly both of y'all out.
Right, Hotel Four
Yes.
Seasons. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that good JetBlue flight. With my TV.
Thank you.
I-
It's so funny.
I had a girl one time that was messing with like a Miami Dolphins player.
Okay.
Like, so
Okay.
I was talking to her, I was fucking with her, right? But she would constantly get these calls, like late at night. I'm
Right.
like, who the fuck is calling you like this? And she's like, oh, it's so-and-so from the Dolphins. I'm like, huh? What? What you mean?
I like
So-
the
so-
honesty though. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like, what you mean? She's like, yeah, before I was with you, like, I was talking to him, blah, blah, and, like, he's obsessed with me. This same girl, this is the girl that I told you that used to fuck with ASAP.
Okay.
ASAP Rocky. How the fuck do I sleep at night? You know what I'm saying?
You can sleep though, because I mean, outside of the dressing, you can offer. ASAP's fashion is the only thing that kills guys.
I mean, but, like,
your conversation might be better. I mean, I don't
if
know
there's
something.
10 women in the
Right,
room,
exactly.
if there's 10 women in the
You're
room,
you.
9.5 of them like ASAP.
What y'all think?
I'm
Y'all
not-
like ASAP?
I'm not
If
in that
ASAP
room.
is in the club and he like calls y'all over, y'all coming to the table?
No, I
See?
like
They're
him
not
as an
going-
artist, but
They're not going to the table.
That's
Look at
about
3
it.
strong women, beautiful women, not going to the table for the VIP service.
Oh, I like
So,
that.
Sue, you're with a guy, whether it was a serious relationship or somebody you were dating. What was something that he asked of you that you just felt like you couldn't do, even if though he told you though this was something that I would like to entertain? Because
Oh, I got one.
yeah.
Can't think of anything.
Oh, really? You can't think of nothing.
No.
You've been out here living this life.
I mean, I'm single right now, so
Alright.
I'm not being a bad girl, but
Okay.
if I'm with someone, I'm kind of
you-
open to
you kinda
things.
game?
I'm kind of open to things.
You
yeah.
kind of okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna.
Let's leave it at that.
You want? Let's leave it at that. She's protecting you, whoever you are.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
I had this-
D, wait a second, we skipping
D-
D over
Oh,
here.
my bad.
I mean,
My
D,
bad.
do you want to get on the mic? Do you want to give us something for the
Yes,
podcast? Because
yes,
this is culture shit we talking. It's for the culture live. I mean, this is stuff that's really happening out there that people might be able to connect to. Sue didn't want to connect with the audience
I
today.
did connect with the
No,
audience.
no.
As a single woman, it's
Even- I
not,
said
it's
even-
not that fun. You can't be so open to doing.
That's
all
not true.
these
I know. I
things.
mean, there's a lot of girls who got these podcasts that women empower and they're single and they're dating and they're so explorative. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be that, but I'm saying that is a thing there too. Like,
He basically wants you to put all your business
He
out
really
online.
put your
does.
tea out there. Let niggas be nosy.
I see you.
Let niggas be nosy in a roundabout
I
way.
see you.
I said it could have been somebody you were serious with that's not even in the equation anymore. I'm just saying, was there something that a guy asked of you that you felt you couldn't give
But
him?
that's what I'm
I actually
saying. So
haven't,
like,
though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, so I could think of something, but we did it. But
Oh,
at-
okay,
At first,
all right.
I was apprehensive. It was
All
a
right.
threesome, but it was with another female. So at first,
That's okay, that's not
I
bad.
didn't think anything really.
See, that's
bad
not
about it.
crazy.
But he would just we were getting serious, and he would throw these things out like,
Yeah.
"All right, babe, we're gonna get married. Maybe we should do this threesome." And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. That's what you want.
Okay, let me ask you this: did you feel like you had to talk to like your best friends or your mom because it was a weird thing for you, or like did you feel
Nah, I
like
didn't tell nobody. I just
you just put
I
it,
just got
put the boots
there.
on and the Timbs on and your Yankee
The
fitted
Timbs on.
and your Yankee fitted it, rocked it? All right, that's what's up. See, that's cool, but that's cool. That's like. Because, like I said, in our situation, you know, my insecurity was just that I didn't want to, you know, deal with a G leaguer. I mean, it wasn't that I probably could have did it, but it's just, you know, I just thought about the rewards versus the risk, you know, and it just didn't work in my
That's
favor.
hilarious.
That's hilarious. You said you had another thing you wanted to share
Yeah, no.
that she asked of you? Or?
Yeah, the one thing she had asked me, this girl I was messing with, she told me that like she can't come unless I eat her ass. She can't, like she just can't.
Oh, gotta eat them groceries.
I couldn't do it, bro.
You couldn't do it?
I just couldn't do it. And then on top of that,
Even after the shower, though? Like,
even after, even if I did do it, right?
Okay.
That just tells me my dick ain't enough. So that just
in
killed my.
your mind, you just feel like that means that's you're taking that as my penis will never be good enough.
Yeah, so I was just
Can't
like,
even compare.
See how guys are?
Well,
I-
can't even compare.
I had to get out
Maybe
of
she
there.
just has a really, really high libido,
Uh,
but it doesn't necessarily have to do with your
Oh
performance.
yeah, her
Maybe
libido
she
high.
yeah.
It's high as hell.
Yeah,
Just turns
that's
her
it.
on.
She needs a multiple thing,
Right.
multiple things
now,
to
it,
get to the point.
And think
it
about
has
it,
nothing to
dog.
do
Like,
with you, with a
like
guy's anatomy either.
I couldn't do it, right? I'm sleeping next to her, and all I'm thinking like, ASAP gonna eat her ass tomorrow.
See? But this is why women don't want to be telling us about the rappers and ball players that be hitting them up, right? See, that's probably why they never want to do that to us.
And see, look, and that's what I'm talking about with women, right? Because she had ASAP Rocky, she had like Dolphins players, Miami Hurricanes players, all trying to get at her, but she wanted to fuck with me, and she was happy. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And she didn't want to go nowhere. But let one of these niggas be in a happy relationship and
And Trina calls you.
and like Trina or Meg the Stallion hit
Meg
you
Thee
up.
Stallion hit you up, want to take you out while she on tour.
Man, you'll never see that nigga again. That nigga be on the back of a milk carton.
Right.
Like, have you seen him? Like, he's out of there.
Now-
like, see, like,
But that's the thing. It's because women connect on different levels, not
Yeah.
just sexually. We connect
Exactly.
mentally and yeah.
Now let's do this because I don't want to.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to make this sound like. I mean, we all know that sex is definitely probably the most important in top top
one
two in a
of.
relationship,
One of.
whether it's situational, whether it's a committed or a marriage or whatever. But I think there's also other things that in a factor where a guy's or a woman's ask of each other can affect how the relationship moves going forward. So non-sexual related, has there been anything that a guy asked of you that you felt like you couldn't give him? And it was just because for Sue,
Non-sexually.
yeah, non-sexual. It was a Sue thing. He approached you about this, and you just couldn't do the thing that he felt he needed to be comfortable with, whatever y'all had going on.
I can't think like a particular thing,
Okay.
but I'm getting a little older, you know, older but wiser and better though.
All right.
But there's things that I was doing in the past, as far as like hanging out and having that party type of lifestyle that
Because you're a socialite.
that I've been dwindling away from.
Okay.
So I kind of was getting to know someone, and he was still really active in that scene, so I just couldn't do it.
And he wanted you to be going out with him. And you just didn't want to go out as much.
Sometimes, and then if he did, he would sometimes drink too much, and it would just get too clingy, and I don't. It was just a lot. Yeah.
So what was he like?
'Cause I could be a little private too, even though I'm like a socialite.
Right, but so he was asking that I want you to just be out with me, and you just was like I can't be out.
I want you to be out with me, and he was also out. So I was just like, you know what I mean? That means
Okay.
he's coming home late and
4 a.m.,
and
5
very
a.m.
drunk, and
Yeah.
meeting women, which I don't mind because I'm not insecure, but still,
Still.
it's
Okay.
there,
Anything? How about the essence? You got anything where a guy, non-sexual guy, was just kind of asking you for something that you couldn't really give him? Like, what could you mind sharing?
At the time, was being submissive. He wanted to be a little more submissive.
And are you a dominant one or are you a submissive one?
No, I'm a little dominant.
come on, man.
To a point.
She's Latina, man.
To a
Come
point.
Not even Latina, but her name
To
is
a
D Essence.
point.
She kind of has to be dominant with a name like D Essence.
Thank you,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah.
But yeah.
But you just he wanted you to
just like
be more submissive, and you just cause your personality is just like I'm not built like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Definitely.
you definitely. So you're
You
saying
from New York too, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
come on,
I
dog.
have signs I can be submissive.
you gotta, it's a borough thing. Bronx women are very
Come on,
dominant.
dog. You asking a lot. You asking a lot from us.
I'm
I
just
think
kidding,
we
I'm
like to
kidding.
just
No. I
not
don't-
be told what to
listen.
do.
I don't take you for a dominant one, Sue.
That's what we do. We generalize, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
with a lot of people and places. But I think that so I have a dominant side as well.
Okay.
But I think in my intimacy, I'm submissive.
Got you.
Yeah.
But when we out and about,
But
I
if you want me to
can
take
play the
control, I
position a little bit.
Yeah, but I could be a little dominant in like
When we gotta go to
carrying
gotta go
the
somewhere,
relationship
Yeah.
or something
like
like
going
that.
to a wedding or something. I know we got a lot of weddings that we gotta hit in New York.
Yeah, I think mine was more public.
Like when we're going out to dinner with friends. or
Let
an
him be the
event.
man out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do that. Like you just.
I can, but
can.
I had times
your
that
natural instinct.
my natural instinct was so like I'm still like that now, like
Yeah.
because it's been a couple of years I've been single, so now I'm just all
Yeah.
about.
Were you
what
married
I have to
before,
do.
or you just
yeah.
married for a long time?
No, I was married. Yeah.
Okay. Were you dominant in that marriage? Like, did you have to run the household? Did you feel like you were running? The
No,
shit?
I just felt like he was a little too laid back at times, and I got used to being the one
The
to
one,
go.
yeah.
And
Make-
then when he wanted me to step back, it was hard. But it was like, can I trust you to be man and confront
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be
Take care of the
aggressive?
things like I do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like can you tell your mother like, yo, she just can't come up in my house and
Right.
start talking this certain type of way, and he's like, babe, chill, you know, that's my mom. And
Yeah.
my mom like, no, fuck that, your mom being your mom. Tell her,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
I totally
Yeah.
get that. I think it's like we get taught early on as guys, right? Like, you know, when you're like in middle school and the high school phase, everybody's, you know, insecure and it's like the yes, no, maybe thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, will you, whatever. And the one jewel that always, like a guy with all the dude would tell you that always sticks with you is like, don't ask the girl about the plans. Just make the plans.
Yeah.
Because she'll just want to follow what you got going
Yes.
on. Leaving it up in
Take
the
the
air for
lead.
suggestion is always kind of like
It's cover me in the-
what makes women
Yes.
think I can't really see myself rocking with how he's rocking because he just don't have the plan. He's just asking if I'm okay with this plan or what do I think about
That
this plan.
annoys the
Yeah.
ish out of me.
Right.
Like when I have to be the one that's planning
Have a
everything,
plan.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do it. It's like because you know we both have to be respectful of people's times, right? Men
Mm-hmm.
and women. So it's like if I'm making time for you and planning that, you have to. You don't know if I'm free at 6 o'clock and you call me exactly at 6 o'clock and tell me, come on, let's go meet here. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably in bed, you know,
That's too
relaxing.
spontaneous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no, I need plans.
You
We
need,
need
even
plans
when
to
it
be
comes to
made.
just Netflix and chilling, right? You need plans. Like, okay, babe, what kind of movie are we watching? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like laughing tonight, so we gonna laugh, and that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
not like
Okay.
oh, what you
No.
want to watch? Not what you want to watch. Nah,
Right.
whatever.
Let's see what Netflix got.
Nah,
Right.
let's
No,
boom.
I saw something the other day. It said
like definitive.
it said women, right? Because it started off like saying like submitting doesn't mean like
Yeah.
just completely just doing whatever he says.
No,
No,
it's
not
more
at all.
supporting.
It's kind of like I'm gonna let him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
then if it's not right, then I might say something. But
Yep.
initially, I'm just gonna let him lead. So it was like a woman will naturally submit if led the right way,
Yes.
right? If led
Yeah.
properly. And I was like, okay, I could get with that. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Because automatically, when you hear submit, you just think like of some Asian geisha girl,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
here's your food and let me
Yeah.
rub your feet.
And that's-
you know what I
it's
mean?
so much more
that's-
complex than
yeah,
that.
that's what you
Right.
think automatically because there's like a negative connotation on it for some reason.
Definitely.
Which is
But-
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Ty, what did you have for Sue for some of the questions that you wanted to bring up?
No, hold on. I didn't even say my thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. My bad. We gonna let you say your
But
thing.
the one thing that a girl tried to make me do is cut off all my female friends, right? And like
That's
these,
a tough one.
yeah, and these are friends
Well,
that
how
I've
many
had, you
female
know.
friends you have?
I mean,
You got a lot.
I'm 30, so you know I've had friends that I know for years.
And he's not antisocial. He like, you know.
Yeah, I just be
You
talking
like
to
to
people.
make more
Like, I'm friendly. I
Are these
am.
friends have history with you?
No. If they're listen, if I fucked you, you're not my friend.
Okay.
We cool, but we not friends. Like
You're
I don't
right.
call you, I don't text you like that. That's it. But like she would literally think all my female friends like me. All
Of
of them.
course.
All of them. From the big ones to the skinny ones to the ugly ones to the good looking ones. They all like me. And I'm just like, I'm not that great. You should know. You know what I mean? Like what why are you acting like this? So like yeah, that was one thing like I just couldn't do. And she would want me to cut off some of my homies too, which I would understand because a lot of them would like get me in trouble and do a lot of dumb shit. And like a lot of times when I used to be hard headed and be like, yo, no girl gonna tell me like who to cut off.
Yeah.
And but from the outside looking in, she probably know more than I do. You know what I mean? I see him
Definitely.
as just a homie, like he can't do no wrong. But she looking like he's leading him the wrong way. You know what I mean? Now, I care for him. Maybe he should stay away. So she's not doing it because she's selfish. She's doing it because she actually cares for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, that was one thing. Like when I was younger, I just couldn't. What the fuck? The fuck? You're not gonna tell me what to do. Who to cut off?
Yeah.
But like, I learned from that, and she was right about some of them.
Yeah.
She was definitely right about
Did
them.
you tell her that she was right?
Oh, we not together no more, so ain't no reason for me to
That was a deal breaker. That's what he's trying to tell you.
no, we stayed together. It's just we
Okay.
broke up over some other shit. She ended up cheating on me, but that
And
could have
look
been
at that. You
Yeah, you
see?
see?
that could have been a reason. You know what I mean? Like,
She don't want to cut him off. I'm gonna call him in.
yeah, for real. Like,
Now,
Or her insecurities because she was doing the wrong.
right.
how many people at this table have a need to be right all the time?
No.
You don't have it. You can let it go when you're wrong.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
No.
Okay. How about you, Sue?
I don't like
Do you have a
that,
need to
dog.
be right?
When women say I'm not
No,
gonna argue
but
with
I'm
you, I
right.
get scared.
Because it's not. I don't
Wait,
believe
what you
that.
said?
feel
I'm
like she
not
just
gonna
gonna-
argue with you.
she's
If
just
I
gonna
know
whoop
I'm
your
right,
ass.
I'm gonna let it be. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
You'll
Okay.
see later on that I was right.
Okay. How about you, Sue?
No, I don't have an issue. I'm
You're not a last
pretty-
word kind of person?
I'm pretty cool at trying to see both
I can
sides.
be.
I mean, I could be a little argumentative.
Me
I'm a
too.
Capricorn, but
Well, let's not go behind the sign here
it's the truth.
to justify
Because
our
It's the
behavior.
truth, because I could be hard-headed because
Yeah.
of my sign. It's true.
I don't think
But,
hard. You strong-headed.
I am strong-headed.
You know what I mean? Y'all personalities lift weights.
But but a lot of the times I am right. I just have to say.
I think my thing is right. Because I be arguing.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a need to be right. I think my thing is I only argue about shit that I know. And if
Right.
I'm arguing that much, I know something.
Right.
But if you know a lot of
Okay.
shit, then you're always
Then
gonna be
arguing
in this,
all
right?
the
Because if
time.
you're well read, you well versed, you watch a lot, you study a lot of opinions and research a lot, so you always
'Cause
gonna feel
there's
like
been
you have a say in the conversation.
There's been times me and Nick getting arguments, like 2-3 hour long
I can see that
arguments,
side to
and
me.
then finally he'll say something.
Me?
Damn.
And
Sue? Really?
And-
We just got we acquainted again. You've been out here like 3 minutes already.
after like 3-4 hours of arguing, Nick will finally say something like that made a point. I'm like, you're right, dog. All right. And then that'll be the end of the conversation. Like, that's it. All right.
So here's my thing. I don't like being wrong.
Oh, he hates it.
So when I'm wrong, I will not let you get the joy of being right.
Yes.
I can take the fun out of you being right.
Like
so that's my shit.
he will be.
If I don't win, you ain't winning either.
He will
nigga.
be. He will
go.
be dead wrong and keep arguing. I'm like, bro,
That's
you know you
stubborn.
wrong.
Stubborn, yeah.
Like, I hate when you do that shit.
I love it.
And then he'll try to flip it another way.
Yep,
to try
yep.
to, get
I
an
love
angle.
it.
No.
Yes. You're not gonna enjoy shit about being right.
Oh my gosh. But I have a question.
What's up? All right, go ahead, Sush.
No, so we're on live. We're taping right now. What is the name of you guys' show? What are we on right now? We're in Los Angeles, everybody.
This is called
Girl
For the
Susie,
Culture
yes.
Live. It's called
For
For
the
the
Culture
Culture
We're on
Live.
For the Culture Live
Yeah.
with Nick.
Nice.
And what's your name again?
Ty.
With Nick
or
and
Tony, either
Ty.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Ty
yeah.
/ Tony.
Yes.
Yeah, so we talk about all
Yes.
things culture.
Okay.
We love sports, so we get a little bit of sports, a little bit of comedy. That's what we're
Nice.
doing out here. A little bit of social issues, stuff that's trending, and like whoever our guests on, we kind of use whatever it is that they're about to kind of make it work for the show. So
Nice.
the way your contribution to the culture is raising awareness on domestic violence.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Because
yes.
that's something that, as a culture,
Yeah.
affects us deeply. We're trying to get better with in general. There's a lot of people out here, women especially, but men as well, who have been abused, and
Right.
whether it's physically, emotionally, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Financial.
people just need to know how to deal with that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah,
what
and
what have you had? You
I
wanna
mean,
share?
I think the most important thing too for us, De-Essence is a part of the organization.
Okay.
She's on the board. So I think one of the things that's most important to us is we are huge advocates for against domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, which is I think where you were trying to go,
Yeah,
mental health is the super most important thing to us. So we try to put workshops together that help men and women in those areas.
Okay.
So, we had one on health and wellness. We also do mindset coaching. We had one on financial literacy. So we're trying to empower you and give you tools so that you can be able to, feel confident about yourself,
Yeah.
heal from your trauma, and, just not feel like you need that other person to make you complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you shared with me before that you did go through the situation yourself personally. Have you been through domestic violence as well?
Not physically, no.
Physically, but you felt you were emotionally abused or mentally abused?
Verbally.
Verbally,
I was dating
okay.
this guy for a short time, and he was very aggressive.
Okay.
And I started to feel like if I say
So my
something, is it
battery, I
going to
think,
be
is
an
low.
argument?
Yeah.
Okay. He would talk down to you and make you feel like. Well, can you give us like an example of like things that a guy says that makes a woman feel like low in a sense? Because like me personally, like I was not raised to like talk down at women or make them feel less than. I know I've been told I could be at times dismissive of something, but I don't think that constitutes as verbal abuse. So like, can you share like something specific that stuck with you?
It doesn't really have to be putting down. It could
Mm.
just be an aggressive attitude that you're scared, like you're walking on eggshells because you don't know if you're gonna say something that's gonna piss this person off, or if you ask a
Yes.
certain question.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, not physically though.
Yeah, but even feeling like every time
But
I
it
walk
can
in the
get
house,
to
I'm
that.
walking on eggshells, and
Yeah.
it's tense. I feel it in my chest. Like it's not even just fun being at where it's supposed to be home.
Right,
That could
right.
count as abuse. You think
Of
it definitely counts.
course,
Okay.
yes.
No, I'm kind of like taking things into consideration.
A lot of reverse psychology,
Yeah,
you know.
And then you got like, and then another thing, like you have guys that'll like say they take care of the woman, they're gonna use that against her.
Yeah.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean? Like,
that's a trap right
you ain't
there.
you ain't shit. You ain't shit
That's a
without me. You
trap.
know what I mean? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then that goes to show you, like, the things that they did, they didn't do it out of genuine love for you. They just did it because they
Okay.
wanted to be on top of you.
Yeah,
So
That's financial abuse.
yeah,
Mm.
yep.
You can even abuse people financially.
Yes, you
yes,
can.
you can.
You could do it that way by redacting when the person you're with is not doing things that out of your control, or you can steal from a person. I know people have been through domestic violence in that way, where their significant other has sold jewelry,
Damn. That's low.
bank accounts, money from the bank accounts, and things like that.
Oh wait, so stealing is a part of the
From your
Spouse,
Yeah.
or partner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
I've been
that's a form of
domestically
abuse.
abused.
Oh.
We've all-
Speak on it. Speak on it, honey.
These past girlfriends have stolen my time.
We've all been abused in some sort of way,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
not to a high extent, but
Right.
even when you argue with
Yeah,
your partner,
it's really
you're
the
saying
only way you
certain
can really
things.
Yeah.
a woman can abuse me is if she don't cook, man. Because my cooking's trash. So if she don't feel like making food, man,
Starving you.
it's cereal and oatmeal for the kid. She's like, you know what, nigga? These eggs.
Yeah, I've been around domestic violence
Okay.
like most of like my child life,
Yeah, yeah,
and my
yeah.
family and shit like that. So that's something that like I've always like been around.
Yeah.
And a lot of times like people tell you like, oh, the shit that you grow up seeing or the person that you look up to, like
Yeah.
you probably like what's the word? Subliminally like pick up things from
Yes.
that person
Oh,
and you
yeah,
end up like them
absolutely.
later on.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So like that was always like one of my things to like
You made it a point to like, I can't be
yeah,
this.
and you,
guy.
and you can kind of see it sometimes with like my temper. Sometimes
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
like start arguing, I start yelling and shit like that. I gotta like
Yeah.
I gotta like
Recalibrate.
relax.
Calibrate.
You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? Like that. Sorry, I know I make jokes out of really dark shit, but that's just me. My mom, she technically got abused, but not really because she won the fight. So she stood up for herself and she fought my stepdad at the time, but she actually won the fight. Like she clocked this nigga in his nose and he started bleeding and she was like holding him off and whatever like that. So that was always my impression that like, oh, why don't you just fight back if
Nigga, listen.
you
Some
know-
females like to fight
Mi-
back.
Miss Karen
Right.
is the minority, nigga.
She-
She
right.
is
Not
fucking
encouraged.
strong.
But
as fuck.
in my
Yeah, but-
growing up, I didn't know that. I just thought that's just you should
And-
fight back. Why are you going to take
And
somebody?
that's why
hitting
when
you?
we had that conversation, you were like, oh. Do you think in your teenage years, do you think you could take your mother in a fight? I told your ass you couldn't take your
Nigga,
mother
once
in a fight.
once I could hold the punch off, she couldn't
Nah,
check me no
nigga.
more. But
Nah,
like she
hell
saw
no.
it, she knew it. This
Nah.
is what happens because you know what they start doing when they know they can't beat you no more. Oh, why are you holding your hands up? Take it down like a man. They start trying to use word games to throw you off your shit. But it's like, nah, I'm stronger than you. You ain't beat me, mom. This ain't working out no more for you.
Man, I'm just happy I wasn't there for this.
Let's not encourage
hitting back.
women, especially, to fight back, because at the end of the day,
Yes.
the
Ultimately, sorry.
men tend,
Tend.
not in your mother's situation,
Yeah.
but men tend to have a lot more strength than women.
Yeah.
You hit them the
I
wrong
agree.
way, they get upset. They can, with one hit, they can knock you the fuck out unconscious.
Yeah.
And also there's
even
other
push
things.
you.
Yeah, push you and you
sure.
bang your head somewhere, you're done. So I don't encourage that. And on top of that, once you start hitting back, you're putting yourself, like you were saying, in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
So now you're acting like that person.
Yeah.
And that could potentially lead down a wrong path too. Because I kind of fought back at some point and I had to take myself out of that dark space. I was like, this is not you. Right? This is
Okay,
not
you
you
felt
at
like
all.
it was starting to like
I
And then
was getting
sometimes it feels
violent
good
and
though to
evil
feel that
and-
way.
But that's
And
why you
then
got to
you're
take
like, holy
boxing class
shit.
for
Yeah.
self-defense, because then you got to use that violent energy and then just
Yeah.
take it out on
Like
something
J-Lo
positive.
enough.
Definitely, exactly.
Like J-Lo enough, right? Yeah,
But ladies,
She
y'all
kicked
ain't got to
ass.
worry about me because
yeah.
I usually date women that are bigger than me. I like thick women, and you see I'm skinny, so most likely you're stronger than me. You
can't
don't ever
with
have to worry
him.
about getting abused by
I
me.
can't.
Yeah, I think I told you this before. Like my girl, my girl's thick too, and look, I have weird thoughts, but I always talk about them so that I can get them out of my head. And I remember thinking about like, yo, if me and my girl ever got into it physically,
She will beat your ass.
no, she wouldn't beat my ass, but it wouldn't have been an easy
It would
fight.
be a struggle.
It would have been a struggle. I definitely would have I ain't gonna come out clean. Like, ain't gonna be like an easy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, that's never gonna happen. But I just was like, yeah, she definitely gonna get some hits and I'm gonna have some scars. I'm gonna have to explain myself. But no, yeah. So no violence on our part. We ain't about that.
I've had a
Good,
question that I've been meaning to ask, but can't ask it because we don't really have women on the podcast like that.
Yeah.
But because I usually talk to dudes about this shit and they all say the same shit. What do you think about like gender roles in a relationship? Like if you're married, like so for example, traditionally it's the guy that works, pays the bills, brings home the chicken, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And the
Is it vegan?
vegan chicken. Nigga?
I mean, I'm not eating. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Uh,
I'm kidding.
And like usually it's the lady that stays home, takes care of the kids, yada yada, right? And I saw something the other day. It was the other way around. The woman was making most of the money. The guy still works, but he has a car. She pays like half the car note. She pays his phone bill and all this stuff. And they were asking like, "What do you think about it?" I said, "Me, I would feel like inferior." Because there was a time like I was dating somebody and like I was just having a bad time, and I was in between jobs and she was basically paying for like a lot of the shit that I have, and I basically became like the bitch of the house. Like, nigga, shut up! I'll take your PlayStation away. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
God.
you know what I mean? Like, so like,
Cut off that Wi-Fi.
yeah. So like, I felt like inferior or whatever, and I felt like
Did she really
anytime,
threaten to take your PlayStation away?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like
see what happens. Women?
anytime,
Y'all the worst.
anytime like the leverage is like too much one
What
way.
happens when you still play PlayStation?
Right, you should have had a PS4. This is,
Hey, come on.
PS1,
I'm
PS2
not allowed to
and
have
shit.
fun.
All right.
This is fun. At least I'm in the house and not in the club.
That's true.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
Like,
That's true. You were home. You were home.
But
so
you
yeah,
are
because I ain't had no money to go out, nigga. That's why. but it's like anytime I felt like anytime you put yourself like on the lesser side of the finance, like,
Right.
and it's not even,
Yeah.
you leave yourself open to be, abused that way. Like,
Here's my
that,
take.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so the whole thing was, how do you feel about women bringing home most of the money and the guy kind of being like not the breadwinner? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women are like, nah, if he don't make more money than me, then I ain't fucking with him. You know what I mean? The guy needs to provide. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. So I was just asking, what are y'all opinion? You know? What was your take on that?
I was
first?
gonna say, I mean, look, I hate to always go into a generic term because I feel like we should leave generically what it usually is or what the stereotype is and go into more of like situational by situational, as opposed to like if the woman has kids or if she doesn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're a guy who's dating a woman with kids or you're with a woman with kids and you are completely down to raise the kids, pick them up from school, you cook and you clean, I don't think there's anything wrong with staying home and having your PlayStation time because you're handling very important things, which is making sure that these kids are cared for and they're loved while she's away, making bank. If she's single and it's just y'all two and y'all have a little bubble where she goes out and works and yeah you're home or whatever like that, but like she depends on you to be fun, to have fun
Exactly.
experiences to travel with, and she's always got it because she just knows you just do such a great job of making her feel good. I mean, I think there's a place for that guy as well.
Yeah.
So, but I think it just comes down to like what is the guy doing while she's at home doing the quote unquote bringing the bacon and having the lifestyle or whatever. So,
Agree, 1000%. It depends on the situation. Like if they're okay with it, if she's okay with it, then fine. But if she's not okay with it, that's when she'll start taking your PlayStation.
yeah, putting
But
it in the
if-
closet.
That could bring
if
problems.
they're okay with that scenario, and like you said, he's making sure that he's compensating in other ways as she needs, then I think it's completely fine. I think it works.
Oh, I compensate.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No,
so-
but it was a trap.
have you
bro.
guys dated a guy who didn't have a job, or you made more? You made there was a drastic amount of money difference in terms of what you made and what he made, and like was
And in the beginning with my ex-husband, he was unemployed at the moment.
at the moment, okay.
Yeah.
And you were the breadwinner. You were paying for the
We were
days.
dating. No, there was money around, but
Okay.
I knew that coming in. As long as it didn't stay there, I was fine with
Right,
it.
right.
And
As long.
then once that period stopped, he ended up getting a job and then just working for the last 14 years I was with him. So it was never really an issue.
Okay, so how about you? Did
I like to
finances
have
ever
work
kind of play?
around.
And did you entertain a guy
Yeah,
who
you
made
have to
less
see
money?
You have to see the potential,
Than
Yeah.
you, Sue?
what they're doing. No comment.
She want a
She
man that work.
It's okay. Look,
We all want a
that's
man
your
that
truth.
works.
If that's your
All
truth,
right, let
that
me
be
say
your
this.
truth. That's what it is.
No, let
It's
me
fine.
Say, let me say
You
this.
don't want a nigga
Now,
playing
we
PlayStation helping your son
together,
with that baseball swing.
And we
Fine.
together and you
Whatever.
got a dream, go follow your dream, but let's work that
I
out.
like that. No, look, here's the thing. It's I'm a mom, right? I'm a mom. I have 2 wonderful children who are in high school, you know, they're getting older, but I've been a mom for a very long time. So it's difficult for me because
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, yeah. It's difficult for me because I am the breadwinner, the one that runs everything in my house, the one that pays for everything in my house. So it's like I would like to meet someone
That can
who
match.
is financially stable
Mm-hmm.
because there might be times where it's like the first of the month and I just paid rent money and I just pay bills, kids' tuition and all that stuff, and somebody, you know, that can take me out, or
Yeah.
we want to go somewhere and travel, boom, he got it, you know. So I live a different type of situation.
You want to go to
Like,
catch
I
sometimes
have
and really
children,
eat at
so-
catch and not worry about the bill. I get it.
Correct.
You know.
I think
Yes.
what I noticed a lot of times, I don't know if
I
it's
mean, I think it's fair.
I don't know if it's just because like I have a lot of like Latino friends and black friends. Like in those families, it usually be like the woman like running the family. Even if the dude makes the money,
Oh yeah.
it'd be the mom
Yeah.
like that runs the
Yeah.
family. Like she takes care of everything. Like he makes the money, he's like, yo,
Yeah.
here. And like she's like, okay.
Yeah,
this
we're
go
in
here,
charge.
this
Yeah.
go here.
In our culture,
You know what I mean?
we're in charge. That's
Like,
that's
I
for
think
sure.
that's what-
Mommy is the reason
To
why
some-
we
to
didn't get
some degree,
evicted.
To
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
degree.
I think that
Yeah.
that's
To
what
some
I
it
mean-
is.
degree. I think it's also, I'm sorry to,
No, no,
to
go ahead.
cut you off. I think it's also because, unfortunately, in our culture, women are taught to stay in situations even if it's not working out for them. So it kind of gets to a point where it's like, well, I've accepted all your BS.
Right, and when is this
I'm
gonna
running
start
shit, you know,
being
I'm the
rewarding?
boss here. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're making money. Like, I've accepted all your BS, you know, so.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, I got
We are
trapped though.
controlling.
I got trapped because when I lost my job, right? You know me back then. Like I could easily hit the streets and make money. You know what I'm saying? But she was just like, no, don't do that. Don't worry, I'll take care of you until you make
Exactly,
it.
see?
She trapped me, dog. And like my natural instinct is like, nah, like I gotta work. I gotta do something.
Yep.
But she was just like, no, don't worry. You
okay,
know,
papi.
you got interviews coming up. It's
So
okay.
did you lose motivation because of that to go and get yours?
No, because I still had.
So
I
you
still,
didn't get comfortable.
Yeah, I still had
Okay,
interviews.
So then that's
you know what I
fine.
mean?
I would
and
definitely
stuff.
be getting comfortable.
I can see it.
But I'll say this though, my girl makes more money. Okay, I'm gonna finish. What happened? All right, we happened.
But yeah, like, so yeah, she trapped me, right? And I'm right when I get comfortable, that's when she hit me with like, nigga, I'll take everything in this fucking room and you'll be fucking bored. I'm like, hold on, but you told me to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like she flipped it on me, but
She
it
had
is
a
what it
bad
is.
day that day.
It had
She
to
probably,
be.
yeah.
It had to be.
She had a bad day.
I'll
She's like, why you play PlayStation? Oh, hell no.
I talk
pissed me
about
off,
this in my
too.
stand up. Like my girl, she's a psychologist. She's a doctor, and she does make more money than me because she has a consistent, steady situation. She has her own private practice and stuff.
Nice.
And my money is up and down because of the career field that I'm in.
Right.
But when I have it, and even when I don't have it, I find ways to just contribute in the things that I just can't do. So whether it comes to like taking a trip, I'm paying for it. Whether it's like extra groceries, fine. You know what? We need a day out. Cool, I got it. This little thing, whatever, like that. I can do this here. I'm taking you to work, whatever your car.
Exactly.
So I'm always trying to make up in the ways that I can't contribute on the
Right.
financial side.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think that
yeah.
and I think that that's the way it should happen when you're dating,
Right.
Because you're not living together yet, right? Maybe you guys are living with your girlfriends, but when you're not living with the person and you're dating, that's how it kind of should happen. Because I'm taking care of all of my stuff. Like I'm not asking you to contribute
Right.
to my rent, to my situation. So it's like, all right, if I'm coming out, it's because I need a relaxing day out. Like I don't want to worry about having to, pay for
Pull out,
anything.
yeah.
Not to say that I won't ever contribute. I do, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll buy a drink or two.
but
All right, guys.
Speaking of
Where
which.
can they follow you, Sue, to keep up with all the events and stuff that you have going on?
Yes.
Sue's, like I said, she's in New York City, tri-state. She travels and she holds a bunch of the stuff, raising awareness for domestic violence, and talk to them about where they can
Yes.
follow.
So we actually have a really good podcast. And all my New Yorkers who are listening, thank you guys. We have a really good podcast or workshop. We have a really good workshop on Wednesday evening. I'm sorry, Wednesday the 20th. It's gonna be focused on networking and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So definitely encourage everyone to go get your tickets and be in the building. We have some really, really extraordinary panel speakers who are experts in their fields and who will, share their gems and jewels on being a successful entrepreneur and
Dope.
networking effectively, because not all of us know how to do that, right? So
That's
that's going to be really good. And everyone can follow me at Sue Fearless is my personal, SUEFEARLESS. And Fearless Women with an E, WOMEN, is our organization. And I also have a podcast, Fearless Radio Show.
Damn, that's what's up. Now make sure y'all follow that. What's up, Diana? Just want to give a shout out to the homie Diana Bellamy.
Hey, D,
Uh,
miss you.
We will all miss you. Make sure y'all follow at For the Culture Live. Ty, where can they follow you?
At TYSTERLIN at Ty Sterling.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just dropped a new video on Instagram. It's pretty
Hey.
funny.
Make sure y'all check it out, man. Conspiracy Brother is back.
Yeah, Brother
Yes.
Shabazz.
Brother Shabazz. Make sure y'all
Nice.
follow me at Nick of Comedy. And keep following the podcast. Subscribe, download, rate, iTunes, Spotify, everything at For the Culture Live. And y'all be good. Peace.
Hold on one
What's
second.
up?
I do want the Essence to share her platform because she has a really great
Yeah,
platform as
I
well.
was like,
My bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was the
No.
kind of the half guest, and then she came on. But go ahead,
It's all
girl.
good.
My bad. I
she
didn't,
at the table.
go ahead, girl.
What's up, guys? My name is The Essence. I'm the producer and host of the The Essence Show. Get in line on BronxNet.com. Please check me out. I'm in the BX community, but I'm worldwide, live streaming every Wednesday at 9 p.m. You do not want to miss the show. It's a dope show, right?
Yes, it
Or you
is.
better get in line because BX is trying to come to LA. Y'all to make
Okay.
it happen.
Get in line. I bet that logo got a whiplash on it. Anyway, it's For the Culture Live. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys.
BX, stand up.